everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Paris and I'm the author of the Magi trilogy. Book 1 in the trilogy is coming out 1 week from when you guys are watching this. It's coming out on August 26th and I am so excited. Next week's video is actually going to be a final countdown of kind of just me counting down all of the days and being excited about it. But for this week's video, a lot of you guys are starting school or you're going to be starting school soon, or maybe you already have started school again. So I wanted to take the time to talk about juggling school and writing, because that's something I personally used to really struggle with, and over time I got better with managing my time, etc. And I wanted to share some tips about that so that you guys can continue writing, if you wish, continue writing while working on school at the same time and not being stressed about it. The first tip I have is to find a time to write that works and to try, if at all possible, to stick to it. For me personally, my writing time during school was at night. I was homeschooled, so I did have that ability to write during the day. I could manipulate my schedule a little more. My assignments were all due on Saturday, so I had the whole week to get everything done. Now, I like to split it up evenly between each day. That was personally what worked best for me, and that allowed me to write at night every night. So find a time to write that works for you. That could be in the morning, before you go to school. It could be right after you get back from school and before you go to, softball practice, whatever it is that you have. And then, or maybe it's at night. Whatever time it is, find a time that works. And maybe that means your time working is Monday afternoons and Wednesday afternoons work for sure. Tuesday afternoons, you're out all day, so you really can't. It can bounce on different days, but find a time to write that works. And that will help you be less stressed, because you know you will likely have this time to work every day or almost every day. Number 2 is to carry index cards around. Now, I know that's a little bit random, but here's why. Something I like to do is I always have index cards on my desk, which allows me to write notes in the middle of class. If I'm taking an online class and I have a book idea, I can grab index cards, I can grab a pen, and I can quickly jot down a sentence or two, leave it aside for later. You can do that in school too, whether you're public school, private school, wherever you are, because there are some ways you could use the Notes app on your phone, etc., but you might not always be able to have a phone on you. But you can always sneak some notes that might not be related to the topic. I'm not saying to be writing a full novel in the middle of class. I'm just saying if you have a one or two sentence idea, jot it down on a notebook, on a sticky note, on an index card and something. Carry something around with you so you can write that down without forgetting it later. Be okay with the fact that writing might not always be your priority. If you have a big math test coming up and it's your midterm and you're worried about it because you maybe been struggling with math this year, spend more time on the studying for this midterm than your writing. Because here's the thing, your writing is always going to be there. You can come back in an hour, in a day, in a week, month, year. You could come back in a decade to the same project and it would still be there. This math test is not going to always be there. Now, in the broader sense, all these little math quizzes, they might not be the biggest deal every time, but it's a one and done deal, so you should focus on your schoolwork over your writing, because your writing will always be here. Your good grades might not. Try to let writing be fun. If you're working on a writing project that you're just not feeling at the moment, that you're feeling like work doing it, then you're going to be having a harder time getting your homework done and your writing done after school. So let yourself enjoy writing. Granted, writing isn't going to be all perfectly fun all the time. It takes a lot of work. It takes time and dedication. There's the whole editing process, which you guys probably know is kind of a love-hate relationship for me. Part of me is like, oh my gosh, I'm editing, let's go. And the other part of me is just absolutely dreading every single time I see a comma. We don't talk about that though. Right now we're talking about letting writing be fun. Enjoy it. If you have the motivation to work on writing a fun short story instead of your main whip, then I would recommend doing it, because here's the thing, that can help you avoid burnout during the school year. Because school obviously is a lot of work, and maybe you have some fun projects. I know I've personally had a lot of fun projects, but if you have your job and you have work and you have school and you have all these different things that you're juggling, you're going to be hitting burnout much faster than if you have your job and then you have school and you're getting your homework done and then you have a fun project to work on afterwards. Sometimes writing cannot just be working towards maybe your goal of becoming a published author, but it can also be a source of relaxation. It can be your way to enjoy yourself and to have fun. It can be your break. So if you have the motivation to work on a fun side project that can work as a break, you are still writing. It might not be your main project, but you are still writing, and therefore it counts. Talk about your book. In some ways, walking through the hallways at school can be a great marketing scheme because you're passing dozens, maybe even hundreds of potential future readers. Because here's the thing, if your classmates know that you're writing and publishing a book, they're going to be interested in it and they're going to think, oh, my classmate published a book. I think I want to check that out and read it. You are giving yourself a bigger audience by talking about it. Not only that, but I have heard many stories of talking about your writing to English teachers. So I don't know if your English teacher is one of those teachers who's cool with talking about that type of thing. I know mine was. I actually had several projects where I had to write stories and I used my own characters for it. So it helped, bring my characters out into the world. It gave me more time to work on them. It turned my school assignment into a fun writing assignment, and it helped me get feedback on my characters and my writing from my English teacher. So talk about your writing. Let people know that you are proud of the fact that you are a writer. In all, I want to wish you guys good luck with this upcoming school year. For me, it's a little weird. I graduated in May and I'm not going back to school until this January, so I still have a few months where I have a lot of free time. Now, I'm turning that free time into focusing really on my writing and publishing. I'm obviously going to be starting to get Magi 2 ready, the second book in the Magi trilogy, once the Magi comes out. And I also have a few other secret projects that I intend to publish soon-ish. So keep an eye out for updates on that. The updates are still a little ways away, but some other projects are coming, so be excited for it. I know I am. And good luck with school this year, and remember that your writing is always going to be there, but your math grade, your current class, babysitting your siblings, etc., that's not always going to be there. So put these first when they have to go first, because your writing you can always come back to. In some ways, your writing's like your steady force. It's just always going to be there, chilling, waiting for you to write that next scene. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have anything you'd like to add about juggling school and writing, etc., leave a comment down below. But for now, have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever time it is. Have a great day.